channel Little Coder. My name is Rishit and today we're gonna make a game called Cheese Chase. So first rename your project Cheese Chase. Once you have done that, the first thing you need to do to start Cheese Chase is you need to delete the cat sprite. Next, you choose a sprite and choose mouse 1. Next, you get a when flag clicked, a forever loop, then an if then. If the key up arrow pressed, then point in direction 0 and move 5 steps. Now to make the other arrow keys work, duplicate this. Right click, or if you're on a Mac, control click and then press duplicate. Duplicate it once. Then duplicate it again. Then duplicate it one last time. Then change this one to the down arrow pressed. Then point in direction 180. Okay, then in this one, key right arrow pressed, point in direction 90. And here key left arrow pressed, point in direction negative 90. Now, if you use the arrow keys, the mouse will move in the directions you press. Okay. Next, you need to choose a sprite. Go to choose a sprite, but instead of clicking this, click the paintbrush. Now, you need to make a cheese. You just make a cheese-like top. And then if you want to make little curves in the cheese, just use the paintbrush tool. But make sure to change the fill to black. I have already made a cheese costume, so I'm just gonna load that in. Okay. Now make sure you convert it back to vector. Go to the select tool, then make sure the little blue cross lines up perfectly in the middle. It should snap into place. There. And now we need to keep the score. So to keep the score, we go into code, make sure in the cheese sprite, which we should rename cheese. There. And now make a variable. Go to variables and make a variable. You could also rename the variable my variable. I'm just gonna delete that and make a new one. I'm gonna name it score to keep track of the score. Make sure it's for all sprites. Now a score counter should appear on screen. Next, get a when flag clicked, in the cheese sprite, then you set the score to 0. And then get a forever loop. Then a go to XY block. Go to X. Pick random negative 220 to 220. And then Y. Pick random negative 160 to 160. Then you wait until touching mouse 1. Then you can change the score by 10. You could also change the score by 1, but I'm going to make it 10. Then get a start sound pop button. But make sure it's not play sound pop until done, because then if you collect 2 cheeses, it won't just play the sound pop 2 times in a row. It will just now if you collect the cheese, the score should go up and you should hear a pop sound. Okay, next I want to add a ghost. So choose a sprite, then pick ghost. Okay, now select the ghost and then get it when flag clicked. Then when the flag is clicked, the ghost will hide. And then make sure to set the rotation style to left, right, or else when the ghost touches the walls and then it tries to bounce, the ghost will go upside down. Okay, next get a forever loop, then a point towards mouse 1. Then we move 1 steps. Then get an if then if touching mouse 1, then stop all. So if you play the game and if the ghost wasn't hiding, then it would stop the game when it touches the mouse. Then get another when flag clicked, and then another hide. Okay, and then get a wait, pick random 5 to 10 seconds, go to X, Y, X, pick random again negative 220 to 220, and Y, pick random again negative 160 to 160. Now after that we should make the ghost show and then make it wait and a pick random 3 to 6 seconds, so that when the ghost is showing, it shows for a less long period of time than when it's hiding. So then we get a forever loop and surround the whole thing in a forever loop. Now the ghost should hide and then pop up randomly somewhere on the screen. and move towards the mouse. Okay, now to add music to the game, we click into the stage area, because you usually add music in the stage area, and then get a when flag clicked forever a play sound pop until done. But that is not fun. So go to sounds, delete the pop, and change it instead to any sound of your choice. But I'm gonna pick Silo 1. Okay. That's what it sounds like. Now I'm gonna change the pop part to Xylo 1. Okay. You could also try dance, celebrate and see which one is better, but I think Xylo 1. Now we need to make a maze. Choose a sprite, and instead of clicking this, press paint. And now make your blue or any color maze. I already made my maze, so here is my maze. So I'm just gonna use this. Also remember to use the straight line tool when making your maze, so there is no bumps, so that when we program the mouse so that it can't go through the walls, it won't get stuck in the middle of something because you made like a bump in the maze. Okay, now we need to add a script so that the maze is always in the center, because if you like move it around and then you click the flag, it won't be in the center. So when flag clicked, just a simple go to X 0 and Y 0. See? Okay, now if you run the project, you'll see that the mouse, I'm just gonna stop the music for now. You'll see that the mouse can go through the walls. We will fix that later. Okay, so now the rat, the cheese and the ghost are all too big for the maze. So let's change that. So go into the mouse sprite, get another when flag clicked, then a set size to 35. See what size is best for your maze, but mine is 35. So that the mouse is pretty small. Actually, I'm gonna try 45 maybe. I think 50 will be good for my maze. So then you may need to fine tune your maze, because later we'll be adding beetles and we need to make enough room so that the beetle and the mouse can cross the same hallway together. Okay, so then we go to XY block, then pick a position in your maze that you would like the mouse to start at. I'm gonna pick -200. Make sure to delete the rest of the things. -200 and Y75, so that the mouse starts here. And then we have to make sure that the mouse always, when it is starting, points in direction 90, which is straight. If you are starting in a different place, then you can also make the mouse go that way, look a different direction. Okay, now we need to make it so that the mouse cannot go through the walls. So make a script that is if touching maze, which is sprite 1. I'm just gonna rename that maze. Then we need to move -5 steps. Why -5? Because it moves 5 steps forward. So if it is touching the maze, it will move 5 steps backward. So it won't look like it is moving at all. Okay, so now duplicate once, twice, and 3 times. And then put it at the bottom of each of these scripts. And there. Now, if your mouse cannot go through walls, your mouse cannot go through walls. As you can see, it cannot go through walls. But you may find it that the mouse can do that. But also, the mouse, if it's turning, could get its tail stuck because its tail is so big. So to fix that, go to the mouse, press costumes, and then just get the eraser tool and trim down the tail so that it's not so big. There, that should be enough. So after that, make sure the mouse sprite is exactly in the center. Okay, now we need to make the beetles. Click choose a sprite and do beetle. Then do a when flag clicked, a set size to 30%. Then go to X, Y, go to X, -130 and Y 80. If you're doing a different maze, then pick a different position for your beetle. Mine will start right there. Then make it point in direction 90. After that, get a forever loop and then a forever a move 5 steps. Then if it is touching the maze, then move -5 steps. Then turn this way, right 90 degrees. Okay, if you run the script, you might notice that the beetle always turns right. If you want variety to make the beetles sometimes turn left, get a pick random block. Pick random 1 to 2. And then here, remove the turn 90 degrees and set it aside. Get a if then else block. And then if, get an equal to, if pick random 1 to 2, is equal to 1, then turn left 90 degrees. Else, if it's 2, then turn right 90 degrees. Put that back into the script. After the move negative 5 steps inside the if touching mouse thing. Then we need to make a game over message. So get a broadcast message 1 and rename it to game over. Then get an if then if touching the mouse 1, then broadcast game over. Put that in at the very end. Don't put it in the if touching mouse loop. Okay, now go to the mouse and add an extra script. When I receive game over, stop all, and change the stop all to stop other scripts in the sprite. So that way the mouse cannot move. The game needs more beetles, so duplicate the beetles once, twice, and a third time. So there's 4 beetles in total. Now we need to change the number of the go-to for all the beetles, so they all go in different positions. Okay, so I'm gonna try getting this beetle away, put this beetle over here, this beetle over here, and finally this beetle over here. Also, make sure to set the cheese sprite size to maybe 70. Yeah, 70%. Okay, now if you like where all the beetles are, change their go to XY to the position where they are right now. And there. Now go into the cheese sprite and we need to add a extra script. So get an if then, and then make a new variable named high score. And if you have cloud variables, then turn on this. If you don't, then it's okay. Just click OK. Okay, now it is set high score to score, and do that only if the score is greater than the high score. Put that right after the start sound pop. Now we need to make a game over sprite. Click choose a sprite, then click paint, and now make your own game over screen. As I said, I already have a lot of the sprites, so I'm just gonna put in the game over one. You can also choose fonts by clicking the T and choosing any font you want. Mine is Pixel. Okay, after you have done that, you don't want the game over sign to show at the start, so get a when flag clicked, then a simple hide block. Then get a when I receive game over, then go to X 0 Y 0, then a go to front layer and a show. Okay, then if you are caught by a beetle or the ghost, actually only a beetle, then you should get the game over screen and you cannot move anymore. I'll show you. So if you were to be caught by a beetle, then you can't move anymore. Okay, now this white background behind the maze is kind of boring, so I'm just gonna put this back here and get in backdrops, get the square tool and pick a color. I'm gonna do color 52, then saturation 45 and brightness 100. After you have picked that, just draw a square and the background should be filled in. I actually don't like that color, so I'm just gonna click on this, then select the fill tool, then change the color. There. Okay, now you have finished the game Cheese Chase. Bye. See you in my next video. I will be uploading every weekend. Bye.